Goddesses and werewolves, I go by the name of Khleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living. So just the other day we spoke about Johnny Depp potentially playing the Joker in the upcoming Batman film. A lot of people had great opinions on it. Some people were with it, some people were against it, some people loved where I ended up taking the whole Warner Brothers now wanting to be comic book accurate, because it turns out there are really 3 Jokers that Batman has been chasing all along all these years in the DC Comics universe. We talked about it, and it ended up opening a discussion of a fan cast. And I love doing fan casts. The Arcade Tokens, myself, Will Ferrell, and Patrick Cloud, we always do these things called fan fictions, where we cast a movie. If we were in charge, we cast all the actors, and then we plot out the story. If you're a Super Smash Brothers fan, we created the entire Super Smash Brothers universe. What actors would be the voice actors for certain characters, like Jack Black would play Kirby. I think we ended up coming up with, not Ben Affleck, we had someone be the voice of Fox McCloud. I think we chose Matt Damon or Mark Wahlberg, one of the two for Fox McCloud, and it just fit. So what I wanted to do today was talk about something that I had actually put up on my Patreon first. We had the discussion about what a Batman movie would be like if Bruce Wayne was black. And man, I really got into this idea. If you would have asked me to do this like 3 or 5 years ago, I could have never done it, because I've always just seen Bruce Wayne and Batman. I've always just loved the story and the characters and the villains of the Batman franchise and the story all along. So I never wanted to ever even go into that place of thinking, oh, what if Batman was black? But this kind of inspired me to look at it from a different perspective. So I took it upon myself to cast a Batman movie if Bruce Wayne was black. And there are alternate universes out there in the DC comic world where that could happen. The multiverse thing is real. It's a black Superman, which is a crazy storyline. You guys should check that one out if you're big into wanting to see that come to life. So I did it, and I put it up online, and shockingly, a lot of people were rocking with it. And I was like, damn, do I have a talent for casting? I mean, first and foremost, Batman, Bruce Wayne. I wanted an actor who I felt is 1, seasoned, 2, has a lot of range, and 3, not the obvious choice. I've had the opportunity to meet this actor before. I loved his energy. He was very kind to me. I've seen him with his family. I actually saw him at the Frozen 2 premiere. And from the roles I've seen him bring to life, I've always been pulled in by his performances. There was a film recently called Waves, which is a very coming-of-age story of what life is like for the current generation of people in high school and what they're going through. And it was deep. He played a father in that film, and it was really deep. And my choice for who I would like to see portray Batman, Sterling K. Brown. People are like, I want to see Idris. People are like, I want to see Michael B. Jordan. And I'm just like, why do you guys keep running to the same choices? It's more than just that. You got to have a range. Now, don't get me wrong with the 2 actors that I named, but I feel Sterling K. Brown is the slept-on choice to portray Bruce Wayne. If I was the director, if I was the producer, if I was the writer, if it was all in Khleo, what do you see being the perfect Batman movie? This is what I see be putting together. We're gonna skip over who I thought should be Nightwing, but hey, you dream big, and I would love to put myself as Nightwing, but we're gonna skip clean over that. Let's go right into who I think should play the Joker. This was actually quoted by the actor, Lakeith Stanfield, which is a great actor, incredible range. I've seen a lot of his performances. He had came out and said that he would love a chance or a shot at being the next person to be the clown prince of crime, the Joker. Lakeith Stanfield said he wants to play the Joker. I'm with it. I'm not even gonna argue it. You got to go into some very deep, interesting places, and I think Lakeith is capable of searching within himself and pulling inspiration from different aspects of probably not even his own life, but the world, to bring the Joker to life. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm in. He had already said he wanted to do it before I even made this video or talked about casting a black Batman movie. So yeah, I'm in Lakeith for sure. the choice. But to play Poison Ivy, I had to really think hard about this. And the one actress who came to mind, who I've actually worked with before, Megan Good. I see Megan Good as Poison Ivy. Obviously, you have to be, you gotta have a certain essence and aura about you. Ivy has, one, she's very powerful. She's very, very powerful. A lot of people, like, if you know the comic book story, she's very powerful. I wouldn't consider her an eco-terrorist, but pretty much she's an eco-terrorist. She controls plant life. If she wants, she's pissed off at, the human race for going through trees and plants like it's nothing and taking away habitats for animals. Like she don't play that. So Megan Good would for sure be my Poison Ivy. Moving on to my next choice. There are a couple people on my choices that I am not willing to have an argument or a discussion with. Everyone else on my board, people can talk about, I see this person as this or this person as that. That's fine. I can hear all your opinions, but I'm not hearing your opinion on this one. I'm not. I would like the villain Hush to be in my Batman movie with a black Bruce Wayne. And the actor who I want to see play Hush, you can't argue with me on this one. Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy as Hush works. It just works. He has an intensity about him, but it's a quiet intensity. And if you know the story of Hush, Hush was a calculated, cold SOB. He had a plan and he put it in play and it was perfected flawlessly. And no one saw the ending coming. No one knew what was really going on. All of a sudden, these villains are getting the upper hand on Batman. And he's like, yo, what is going on out here? And who is this Hush dude? And why is he like just pulling up on me and dipping? And why can't I get a real gauge on this villain? Hush. Michael Ealy as Hush works. I'm not willing to hear any argument. I don't care. If I was in the meeting with Warner Brothers, I'd be like, look me in my eyes. I am not backing down on this. We can argue for the next 2 months about casting. I'll go there with you, but Hush stays to Michael Ealy. You gotta agree with me on this one. I don't care. It just works. It works. It just works. Next actor who I gotta talk about, who I would love to be in the film. There are, I believe in canon, there are a total of 4 Robins. There's Dick Grayson, who became Nightwing, which I said I would like to play Nightwing. I'd bulk up for it. I know I could bring Nightwing to life. There is Tim Drake, who went on to become Red Robin. There is Jason Todd, who went on to become the Red Hood. And then there's also the girl Robin, who was in the Dark Knight Returns series stories. I can't remember her name off top, but there's also her. She has red hair. And then who I would like to see brought to life in my movie, I would like to see Bruce Wayne's son, Damian Wayne, who he had with Ra's al Ghul's daughter, Talia al Ghul. And I would like to see from When They See Us, I would like to have Asante Black. That's who I see as a young Damian Wayne, aka Robin. He takes on the mantle. He's at odds with his father because he was raised to be an assassin. He was not raised like how Bruce Wayne / Batman likes to run the world. Sure, he's violent, but it's also calculated and he doesn't kill anybody. That's Batman's rule. He doesn't kill. But Damian was raised with his grandfather, which is Ra's al Ghul, and his mother, Talia al Ghul, and they're assassins. So they don't play that. The League of Shadows don't play that. They are vicious. They'll kill whoever to get to the end of their goal. So he was dangerous. Like, Damian Wayne is a dangerous kid. All right, he's been fighting grown-ass men since since he could walk. He was trained by his mother, who's a crazy assassin. Ra's al Ghul is a villain who can't die. He's been around for centuries. He knows all forms of fighting and martial arts and sword play, and he's rich as hell. So I see Asante Black as a young Damian Wayne, as Bruce Wayne's son. That's who I would cast. Next person I want to bring up, I'm gonna wait on this one. I'm not gonna bring up this one again because I'm gonna actually do a multiple choice casting for that. I'm gonna be putting up the rest of my list on my Patreon. So if you enjoyed this breakdown of some of my characters that I've casted in my If Bruce Wayne Was Black Batman movie. I'm gonna also go on to cast Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, Mad Hatter, Harley Quinn, and Talon, and Deathstroke. I'll be telling you guys who I see as those characters, and maybe some more, but that's only gonna be exclusive to my Patreon. So patreon.com/Khleo Thomas, sign up for the Werewolves podcast, and you'll gain access to that full video with everyone else broken down into it with the other people. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my last casting. I wanna cast Jason Todd. I wanna cast Red Hood. And this is another slept on choice. I don't think people would see this one coming, but I know if I was I know two things. If I was in the movie, if this was my perfect scenario where I got to make every decision as far as the cast I want to bring in, and also what I know these actors are capable of, and if I also got the opportunity to play Nightwing, there's one actor who I feel me and him on screen, we'd bring something out of each other. And that is Tyler James Williams from Everybody Hates Chris to play Red Hood. The Robin who went rogue. The Robin who Bruce Wayne couldn't save. The Robin who got beat up with that crowbar and then died and then was brought back to life by Ra's al Ghul, and then was pissed off that Bruce Wayne never, in his eyes, Batman never came and looked for him. In his eyes, Batman couldn't save him. In his eyes, Batman should have taken revenge and killed Joker because Joker killed him. I feel, in the story that I would want to tell, the on-screen tension between not only, of course, Batman and Red Hood, but the on-screen tension between Nightwing and Red Hood would be very interesting to see live action. So Tyler James Williams is who I would like to see play Red Hood, and that's a slept-on choice. But I've seen a lot of his performances since Everybody Hates Chris, and I think that he has not only the knowledge but the range to bring an actor with a vengeance like that to life. So that's my choice. That's my choice. That's who I would like to see brought to life. But I'm gonna keep going actually on my Patreon, patreon.com/Khleo Thomas. If you guys want to see the rest of the choices for a Batman If Bruce Wayne Was Black movie. I've always had content up here, but they've always been very short, and now it's time to expand it way longer and have a lot more fun, man. Make sure you guys, if you guys are into the gaming, the arcade tokens, make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. A lot more gaming going on my Twitch channel. I'm definitely gonna be bringing a lot more gaming live streams to YouTube and Twitch as well, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, man, stay tuned for more. I go by the name of Khleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.